Hello, and thank you for taking the time to view this extreme broadband training tutorial on the Infinity Premise Enclosure. Let's begin. By the end of this training module, you will learn about the important features of the Infinity Premise Enclosure: size and model numbers, proper enclosure mounting techniques, component installation, and see various installation scenarios. The Infinity Premise Enclosure is designed with the technician in mind. We have engineered unique features to simplify installations and reduce installation time. These features include continuous bosses, quick mount rails, cable retention slots, a rugged heavy-duty construction, availability in 2 sizes, UL-listed flame-resistant thermoplastic material, chemical and UV resistance, easy access with a fully hinged door, and a conduit knockout system adaptable to any installation requirement. The Infinity Premise Enclosure comes in 2 convenient sizes, and the model number gives an indication of the dimensions. For example, model IPE 963 is really 9 inches tall, 6 inches wide, and 3 inches deep. Similarly, model IPE 993 is 9 inches wide, 9 inches tall, and 3 inches deep. Both models are mounted in the same fashion. For wall mounting, 3 mounting tabs are situated in a triangular pattern for maximum stability. Be sure to use all 3 locations when mounting to a solid surface, and be sure to follow your system's parameters and guidelines for proper enclosure locations, including distances from electrical boxes and height from the ground. For pole mounting, use the 2 pole mounting tabs located on the top and bottom of the enclosure. Again, remember to follow your system's parameters and guidelines for placement and location. Now that you know how to mount the enclosure, let's talk about component installation. Installing components into the Infinity Premise Enclosure is a snap and can be done in 3 quick and easy steps. Step 1. Secure all of your cable connections to your components outside of the box. Feel free to work comfortably outside of the enclosure and properly tighten and torque your connections. By working on your components outside of the enclosure, you will have easy access to each port. After you have assembled your components, they are ready for installation. Step 2. Snap in the pre-assembled components into the quick mount rail. Any TrueFlex product can be easily snapped into the Infinity Premise Enclosure by holding the component at a 35-degree angle and snapping down from top to bottom. This eliminates the need for screws and additional hardware. To remove, simply lift upwards, and the TrueFlex product will release from the quick mount rail. For traditional components, simply use the continuous bosses to screw components directly into the enclosure. Step 3. Now that your components are connected and mounted inside the enclosure, simply slide the cables into the cable retention slots. Each slot is capable of securing 3 traditional cables. The cable retention slots make it easy for service calls by allowing the complete assembly to be easily removed from the enclosure before disconnecting cables. The Infinity Premise Enclosure is designed to work with our complete line of TrueFlex products, as well as traditional premise components, and provide enough space for a variety of installations. Here are a few installation scenarios. As you can see, the Infinity Premise Enclosure can accommodate any installation scenario while providing fast and easy access. Let's review some features and installation techniques. The Infinity Premise Enclosures come in two models and sizes, the IPE 963 and the IPE 993. TrueFlex components can be snapped into the enclosure without the use of screws or additional hardware. Remember to snap in components from top to bottom. Traditional components can be mounted anywhere along the continuous bosses and use the cable retention slots to work outside of the box. Thank you for viewing this Extreme Broadband Training module. For more information, please visit our website at www.extreme-broadband.com.